All right, so this lesson is on solving logarithmic equations. It's honestly a lot of what we've already done. So let me show you. Your last worksheet, remember we said this base becomes your whole number. What it equals becomes your exponent, right? And then it's going to equal your big number here, 243. So we want to solve this. So it goes back to the worksheet we did a while ago where I want to get the same base so that they'll cancel out. So I'm going to leave this 3 to the 2x. And I want to figure out 3 to the what will give me 243. I don't know off the top of my head, so I'm just going to start trying. 3 to the 4th, that's only 81. Let's try 3 to the 5th. That's it. 3 to the 5th is 243. Now that I have my same base, they will cancel. So I have 2x equals 5, divide by 2, and x is 5/2. Right? So it's pretty much the same concept that we've been doing. Okay, let me show you this one. Again, your base becomes your big number. What it equals becomes your exponent. And then this big number here is what we're trying to equal. So I need a base of 2. I'm going to bring this down. I want to figure out 2 to the what is 16. You can try on your calculator 2 to the 2nd, 2 to the 3rd. It's actually 2 to the 4th is 16. I have the same base. They're both 2's, so they're going to cancel out. So I have 5x equals 4. Divide by 5. And x is 4/5. So you see, it's not really anything brand new. We're just kind of doing more of what we've been doing. Get your same base so that you can cancel them out and solve it. All right, here we go. Same thing. Your base, 2x to the 2nd equals 25. Now these are a little bit different because there's no way I can get a base of 2x. That's just not going to work. So the way I'm going to get rid of this 2 is by taking this whole thing and multiplying it by 1/2. Because what is 2 times 1/2? It's 1. So they're going to cancel each other out. But if I multiply this side by 1/2, I have to multiply this side by 1/2 also. Or not multiply, I'm sorry, that's totally the wrong word. If I raise this to the 1/2 exponent, I have to raise this side to the 1/2 exponent. So again, 2 and 1/2, those are going to cancel out. So over here I just have 2x. Hopefully you have a calculator. If you don't have a calculator, pause it. I want you to go get one. So now you have one, and I really want you to type this in. I want you to type in 25 raised to the 1/2. Now, you can type in 0.5. If you have a calculator where like it gets little up above, you can type in 1 divided by 2. If you have a calculator, and this is the one I'm using right now, it just looks like this when I type it in. Like it doesn't get small up above here. If you have one like this, you have to put it in parentheses. That's the only way your calculator will know that that's a fraction. Okay? But if you have a calculator where it goes like this, and when you do this exponent thing, it brings you up top, you're allowed to just type it in like that. You don't have to do parentheses. Okay? But anyway, 25 to the 1/2, hopefully you typed it in right and got 5. 25 to the 1/2 is 5. Now, y'all, this is easy. This is like a 6th grader equation that they can solve. We're going to divide by 2 on both sides because the opposite of multiplying is dividing. And x equals 5/2. All right, let's do another one like that. So my base is x plus 5. And it's raised to the 4th. And it's going to equal 16. Now, the way you get rid of a 4 is to multiply it by 1/4. 4 times 1/4, or not multiply, I keep using that word, raise it to the 1/4 power. And if you do it on the left hand side, you have to do it on the right hand side. So this 4 and 1/4, they cancel each other out. So I just have x plus 5. Grab your calculators and type in 16 raised to the 1/4, and you should get 2. Now to solve it, it says plus 5, so to move it I'm going to subtract 5. And 2 minus 5 is negative 3. I think I have one more like this. I do. Alright, so let's do one more. X minus 1 becomes my base. It's raised to the third. It's going to equal 64. Have to get rid of that 3, so I'm going to raise this whole thing to the 1/3, because 3 and 1/3 will cancel each other out. And if I do it on the left, I'm going to do it on the right. So 3 and 1/3 go away. So x minus 1 equals, grab your calculator, type in 64 raised to the 1/3, and you get 4. Then to solve this, we're just going to add 1, and x equals 5. Okay? Another type of problem you might see is one like this. So your base becomes your whole number. What it equals becomes your exponent. And the big part right here becomes what it equals. And you can just solve this because we know 5 squared. 5 squared is 25. I'm going to bring down 2x plus 1. We move this 1 over. The opposite of adding is subtracting. So I get 24 equals 2x. Divide by 2. And x is 12. I think I got 2 more for you. Yes, okay. These are easy. See how this left side is log base 2? See how this right side is log base 2? Guess what? If you have the same thing, they cancel. So those two cancel, and we just have 4x minus 2 equals 2x plus 8. So let's solve it. I'm going to move my 2x over. It's a positive, so I'm going to subtract it. 4x minus 2x is 2x. It's a minus 2. The opposite of minus is plus. So I'm going to add 2. So 2x equals 10. Almost done. Last step, divide by 2. And x is 5. One more like this. I think this is the last one. I have log base 10. I have log base 10. If they're the same, they cancel. So I have 4x minus 18 equals x. I am going to subtract this 4x to move it over here. So I have negative 18 equals, this is a 1x. 1x minus 4x is negative 3x. I'm going to divide by negative 3, and x is 6. So that is what your 7-4 worksheet looks like. All right, try it. Good luck.